Not surprising, all of this speculation about the Prime Minister's health, given that back in 2007, after his first stint as Prime Minister, he had to resign because of some issues.
Right, that's the case. So this time, what's happened is in the early weeks and months of the coronavirus outbreak, he was giving a lot of very long press conferences and explaining in great detail what the government's policy was to try and control the outbreak. And it's been very noticeable since the end of the session of Parliament in the middle of June. He really hasn't appeared in public very much, apart from to give very brief, maybe answering one question to the press here and there. So there was already speculation swirling about what this meant. Perhaps he wasn't feeling well. And amid all that, of course, yesterday he went into hospital for what, aides have described this as a follow-up checks following a physical exam that he had in June. And that may be the case. But nonetheless, there is a lot of speculation about how he doesn't look well. At the same time, some people are saying it's maybe just a matter of taking some time off. His finance minister last night said, well, it's perfectly normal to feel under the weather if you haven't had a day off for 6 months. And as really his cabinet and other officials have been urging him to take some time off.
And Isabel, I remember the years when Japan used to have just a rotation of prime ministers, right? What would it mean for policy continuity if he were to step down?
Well, there wouldn't need to be an election necessarily to start with. So first of all, we'd probably see the Deputy Prime Minister, Taro Aso, taking over briefly. The ruling Liberal Democratic Party would then probably hold an election to choose the next leader. There are several names that have been floated in recent weeks. One of them's a former defense minister, Shigeru Ishiba. And one outside player, perhaps, is the current defense minister, Taro Kono. And what would be interesting about him is he is a kind of a cost cutter. So, or he has a reputation of doing so in the past. So if he came in, he might try to do certain things differently. So that would be something to watch out for in a coming selection.